Shalom, Israel. It's your boy New Breed, aka Brother Emmanuel, coming through with another topic. As you can see, I'm not standing before you as usual, actually trying something different. So hopefully, when I upload the video, I can add some images to further convey my message more appropriately. So if you like this type of video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and we can get more of this cracking off. Anyway, before I jump right into the topic, which the topic is mainstream Christianity exposed. Before I dive into it, want to do a little bit of promotion here. Later on, I'll be actually featured on a radio show hosted by Lady Finesse, also known as Asada Shakur, the same Asada Shakur from In the Bricks TV. If you haven't seen my In the Bricks TV interview, make sure you check that out. And for all my subscribers, make sure you turn that notification button on so you can get videos as they are being uploaded. With no further ado, I'm going to hop right up into the topic. Mainstream Christianity exposed. So, recently, people have been asking me in DMs, in person, etc., what is it that New Breed actually believes in? What is my religion? What is my cause? And what do I believe? I am here to tell you this evening, I am in fact not a part of any religion. I am not in any groups or any movements of no sort. I am, in fact, a Hebrew Israelite. I know a lot of people have heard of the Hebrew Israelite movement or the quote-unquote black Hebrew Israelites. But me, myself, when I tell you that I'm a Hebrew Israelite, I'm simply stating my nationality according to history. When you read Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, you'll find out that the so-called blacks in America and spread abroad are in fact the real children of Israel that the Bible speaks of. Deuteronomy 28 breaks down the chapters verbatim, and by process of elimination, these people fit those curses. Now today, I am not here to spoon feed you scriptures and read line upon line to you. The Bible itself says, study to show thyself approved. But I will be making some bold claims and bold statements this evening. Now, let's talk about this mainstream Christianity. Now, I just began this video and I basically told you a brief history on genealogy, on who the children of Israel are according to the scriptures. And it didn't take me all but 30 seconds. Why is it that you can sit inside a church for 5.5, 6 hours and they do not portray this information to you when it holds such validity, when the whole Bible is written about the children of Israel? Wouldn't it be in great merit to actually find out who the children of Israel actually are? See, that's just one thing that they don't tell you. So it must be a whole lot more. And we're going to talk about it today. Anyways, in my quest for truth, in my quest for knowledge, I learned a lot about religion. Me, myself, personally, I believe in the Holy Bible as it is written. In these churches, we're being taught that the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High are done away with. When you go into the actual Bible, Christ himself says, think not that I come to end the law, nor the prophets, till heaven and earth pass away, till all be fulfilled. Heaven and earth still stands, ladies and gentlemen, so we ought to be following the law, statutes, and commandments that the Most High gave us. Amongst all that, when I attended Christian churches at a time, it was several contradictions that are just, I'm unable to ignore them. They'll tell you the laws are done away with, but they'll pass the collection plate and they'll teach you to tithe, when the law of tithing was something in the Old Testament. But they'll teach you to tithe. nonetheless. So they cherry pick. They pick and choose which laws we can and cannot keep. What that causes is utter confusion and utter chaos. Thus, look at the world. Look what we have now. Look what the world has become without the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. In fact, you can look inside the churches itself and see the wild homosexuality. You see the women preachers when the Bible itself says that a woman is not supposed to be a pastor. You see all of this sin running rampant. And that's because the children of Israel are asleep. God's chosen people. Yes, the Most High God has elect people. If you don't know this, you must have not read the Bible. And this isn't about race. It's about truth. So, everyone listening to this video, I want you to know, regardless of your race, ethnicity, credo, or creed, if you do not accept the true Messiah, you will not receive the kingdom. That's right. So, if you accept Caesar Borgia as Jesus Christ, you will not receive the kingdom. The Bible itself says, Christ himself in the Bible says, remember me as the scriptures have said. Well, the scriptures have said he had skin of bronze and hair of wool. Skin of bronze, hair of wool. And he was from an atmosphere in the earth which he could not bend, Caesar Borgia. Christ was in fact a so-called black man. Christ was not white. Does that mean white people can't receive the truth? Not at all. But some of you listening to this video cannot receive this truth. And it's not meant for all of you to receive. But this is stuff that's not being taught in the mainstream Christian churches. They rather hide this information for you because they don't care what happens to anyone in this world at this moment. Understand that. So, let's talk about it. Understand that the mainstream Christian church has high levels of paganism. High levels of paganism. All of the holidays, when the Bible itself says holy days. We celebrate Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, all of these pagan, satanic holidays, when the actual Bible has holy days as Passover, Day of Tabernacles, First Fruits, Day of Atonement, so on and so forth. But the churches are not teaching that. Now, as I said before, a lot of my subscribers, you all are very intelligent people. That's what led you to this channel. That's what actually led you here. And since you're here, I know that you are people who research. So these things you must research. The Christian church has high levels of Roman Catholic Church. Actually, the Catholic Church is the mother of the Christian church. Understand that. There's high level of paganism. They're teaching from Jesuits and Freemasons. Some of you all know this. Some of you all ignore this. And some of you all seek to do better and know better. And if you know better, you do better. Truth is, your pastor, he cares nothing about your soul. What he wants is tax-free money. What he wants is the money. Understand that. This is why they are under 501c3s. This is why they attend theologian seminary colleges to get all of their doctrines, because they have things they can teach and things they cannot teach. They have rules to what they're trying to put together. And their whole entire goal is to become rich off the backs of the people. You have people who cannot pay their bills. You have people who are down to their last dollar, but they'll put it in a collection plate when they could be given to the homeless. You could be given to the people in the streets who have nothing, who are sleeping on the concrete, but you'll give to this pastor who has all this luxurious things. And they have gotten so arrogant. They'll begin to brag and boast about their material possessions, even in the pulpit. And as you can see in current events, some not so current, the Most High actually striking down some of these false prophets right up out the pulpit. And some of them are getting plagued because they're teaching us to do different from what the Most High's laws are. Today, I'm not here to spoon feed you the truth. I'm here to provoke your thoughts so you can research. All I want to do is help you all to think. Use your mind. Stop believing everything that we are being fed in these days. When you speak the truth and when you're for your people, when you basically have love for your people, you're labeled as racist. I, myself, am far from a racist. I love all people, except people who don't love themselves enough to do what's right. Because, it goes down to basically the Most High is going to judge certain people. And that's just what it is. And I can't waste too much of my energy being caught up on how the Most High judges others. So with that being said, there's no way I can have hatred for anybody when I know that anything regarding death or judgment is in the Most High's hands. So it's all love right here. And if it wasn't love, I wouldn't be telling you. Just like when you try to correct an individual, you're correcting that individual out of love, not because you hate them. If you hated them, you would just watch them be destroyed. Watch them follow false lies and watch them fall. But no, not on this channel. Not on this channel full of critical thinkers who realize that things are just quite not right. The Most High God is not looking for those who are lukewarm. He is looking for those who wake up every single day, look at this system, look at this society, and actually hate what's going on and hate what's taking place. Because everything that you see right now will change in the near future. So right now we'll be being tried through the fire. And at the end, we're trying to come out as pure gold. That is the goal, ladies and gentlemen. That is the goal. So let's talk about it. Mainstream Christianity exposed. They're being exposed for the lies, the false doctrine, the materialism, the money-hungry behaviors, fleecing the flock, leaving our people lost, trapped, and with no hope. They're not given to the poor. They're not given to those in need. In fact, the crazy part is you can basically lose it all. You can lose it all. And you can be a person who's given to the church. But when you fall on hard times, will they give to you? These are questions you need to ask. A lot of us have drunk the wine of Babylon and drunk the Kool-Aid. We've drunk the Jim Jones and don't even see how bittersweet it actually is. They're teaching you a God that's not the real Most High God. The Most High God is a God of love. He is a God of peace. He is a God of tranquility and grace. But he's also a God of wrath. He's a God that you shall fear Is this being taught in the Christian church? Where is that element? That element alone will lead you to the statutes and commandments that he gave us. The element to know that the Most High brings wrath and judgment. You see the homosexuality running wild in the Christian church. The Most High judges that. The Most High judged Sodom and Gomorrah. It rained fire. Well, Lot's wife stood. There's still a pillar of salt to this day. That's real history. Those are things that are tangible. Those are things that you can see. And people are looking all outside of the word of the Most High, all outside of the Bible. To find what? To find what? Who's looking for Quran prophecies? Who's looking for Buddhist prophecies? All the prophecies lie in the Bible. Why? Because a lot of them have already come to pass. And now it's time for us to expose these den of thieves. Christ himself in the Bible said, "You have turned my Father's house to a den of thieves." A den of thieves. You got these churches, mega churches with all these Christian bookstores inside of them. And they selling all of these crazy books. Basically, a lot of the books are witchcraft. A lot of the books are not inspired by the words of the Most High. A lot of the books are self-glorifying, and they're making a killing off of these books. You got a lot of these big mega churches. They got ATMs right inside the church. You got some churches now that take your money, take your tithe and offering right off your debit card. It's getting ridiculous. And you can sit inside these den of thieves for hours and not learn what your nationality is and what role you play in prophecy. From what I've noticed recently, these churches are not even teaching from the book of Revelations anymore. It's like they avoid it altogether because there's so much exposure that goes to them. They don't teach from the book of Jeremiah like they should because there's so much exposure that goes to them. I'm not here to spoon feed you no scriptures. I want you all to do your research. Research the book of Jeremiah. See it exposing the false prophets and false teachers. Read the book of Revelations and get a piece of prophecy that these churches are not teaching. The truth lies in the book. The more we read, the more we grow, the more we know. It is very simple. And, you know, it's crazy because you can tell your own people who they are according to history. And the Most High God himself, he's put a strong delusion over some of these people, and they've been given over to reprobated minds. So this message is also to brothers and sisters out there who are trying their best to give people truth, and they just cannot break through the minds. The Most High God himself have put a strong delusion over these people, and they've been given over to a reprobated mind. You cannot stop what the Most High put forth. It's your responsibility to talk to those who have ears to hear. And everybody else, let them be. That's what it's about. Now, it's crazy because, you know, not to bring race as a full, this is not about race, but just things that I learned on my quest. I must teach you. I must tell you. I must explain. Because a lot of people would like to know how I got to the point I am now. How I get into this knowledge. Well, being young in the Christian church, it was a lot of unanswered questions. Ask your Sunday school teacher a simple question and it's unanswered. It's always pray or just have faith or use the Holy Spirit, but they're not really giving you any concrete answers. When the Bible itself says learn in spirit and in truth. The spiritual part is great, but it's too much show. It's too much theatrics. It's too much singing and dancing. All the organs playing. But where's the truth? We wake up, we walk out of the church feeling liberated and have this spiritual high. But what have we learned? What have we learned? Where's the truth? Who are we? What is happening in prophecy? What is taking place in this world? These are the questions we should be asking. But your Sunday preacher, he's not telling you that the government is trying to make a RFID identification two-way radio frequency chip as we speak to implement into people. See, your Jewish Zionists who control the world, they look at all of us people as goyim. You know what goyim is? Goyim is cattle. So they want to put tags on us. They want to put the mark of the beast on us. That's what they want. But what are your big money preachers going to say about this? Why is it not being explained there? Well, when this RFID chip is actually implemented, they'll be the ones that tell you, yeah, go ahead and get that. It's not the mark of the beast. It can't be the mark of the beast because the rapture hasn't happened yet. So, take this chip when we know that the rapture doctrine was spread by Jesuits. The Left Behind movies were produced by Jesuit Freemasons. And what it does is it makes you docile. If you think that you're going to disappear, you have no power to fight because you've given up. When you look on the cover of the actual Left Behind DVD or books, it tells you right there. It's right there in your face. It tells you. It is science fiction. It's not real. This is what happens when the mainstream Christian church take a couple words or a verse and they make a doctrine out of it. When the word rapture is not even in the Bible. But they'll take a word or a verse, which in the Bible even tells you cannot build a doctrine over a verse. But these Christian churches have built a whole doctrine, whatever is most lucrative. Whatever is most lucrative to them, they're going to do it. And that's what's happening in these days and times. So, what do? Because on this channel, as you all know, we do not talk about problems without bringing solutions. So what are the solutions? Well, number one, since you're watching this video, and if you're still watching, because I know a lot of y'all out there got short attention spans, and we can't watch videos longer than 5 minutes these days. But for those who are actually listening, actually learning, let's talk about some solutions. Number one solution, you're already doing it right now as I speak. You're being aware. You're being aware of what's taking place. And that's the number one thing. Number two, we need to read the Bible. Study to show thyself approved. The more you read, the more you know, the more you grow. It is very simple. Number three, get out of these Christian churches. Get out. It's a den of thieves. It's a bunch of lies. It's a bunch of false doctrine. And there's no truth there. And this is coming from a person who is a strong Bible believer. But I am not a part of any organizations, any cults of no sort, any groups, so on and so forth. Let me make that very clear to you. My nationality is a Hebrew Israelite according to biblical history. Find out what yours is, because I found me. And these are some solutions. We need more, though. We need more. We must follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. But first of all, you must observe them all. You must find out what they are. I'm here to tell you that every law, statute, and commandment that you're not following is detrimental to you. See, when we hear the word laws, we think, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. It was against the law to do this. And it's so dreadful for those who are undisciplined. The Messiah himself had disciples. The root word for disciple is discipline. If you want to be a follower of Christ, you must be disciplined. Christ was not sitting down celebrating Christmas. They were celebrating Christmas while he was walking the earth. That's how you know it's not his birth. Christ was not born on December 25th. That's actually the birth of Nimrod. Yeah, that's right. Look it up. I'm not here to spoon feed you today. I want you to do your research. Look up Nimrod. You all got Google. Use it. So, what do? We must become disciplined. We must discipline our vessels. All you have is yourself. All you have is your body, which is your temple. That's the only thing you have. You must discipline it. You must get it right. You go into these churches, they ain't telling you to do that. They rather you be hurt. They rather you be hurt. They rather you have demons so they can try to suppress your demons. So you can use them as a form of counseling. Instead of you reading the word, following the law, statutes, and commandments, and ridding yourself of the demons. They rather you go to these churches to be pacified. Your preacher is a glorified counselor. A glorified, overpaid counselor. I do this for the heart, from the heart. I do this from the heart. What I'm telling you right now, I'm not asking you to donate me anything. I'm not asking you for no collection plate. I'm a disciple of the Messiah. I don't need everything that I need, the Most High provides it for me. Where's their faith? Where's their truth? What are they teaching you? What are you learning? Where are they headed? Where are we headed? Now, mainstream Christianity is getting exposed. More and more people are walking out of these churches because it's getting ridiculous. I mean, you can go on YouTube right now and look at people twerk dancing in the church. In the church. You can look up people speaking in tongues. You can look at people doing satanic rituals in the churches. You can see it all. Speaking in tongues is not this jibber jabber that you're hearing in church. When you actually read the Bible, you'll find out that in the day of Pentecost, the holy prophets and the people in the Pentecost were actually speaking real languages. The word tongues were representing real languages within the earth. And it was a law that they must have an interpreter. So the words were being interpreted to each and every group so they can go back to their respective areas and teach their families. That's what speaking in tongues derived from. Not this satanic garbage gibberish that you're hearing in these churches. That, in fact, is demonic. And it's strange because you grow up, you see people getting ready to go to church, they're getting all fresh and getting all clean. getting themselves together, and then they go inside these churches, and all hell break loose. Wigs flying in the air, people doing a funky chicken right in the middle of the aisle. You know what I'm saying? People head spinning around like an exorcist, speaking gibberish. Ha sha ba 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 ba. That is crazy. And if Christ himself walked into these churches, he will be laying hands on these people and casting demons up out of there. That's the truth. Yeah, that's the truth. Are they giving us that? Are they telling us where tongues derive from? When your pastor is speaking in tongues, when he's sitting there on that pulpit saying, Ha Shababa, God said he's going to bless you. Ha Shababa, God said you're going to get a new car. Ha Shababa, you're going to get a new job. Ask your pastor. In the Bible, doesn't it say you're supposed to have an interpreter when you speak in tongues? See, the Most High God ain't the God of confusion. That's confusion, ladies and gentlemen. That's confusion right there. Man, we just got to we got to put common sense to a lot of this. We got to make sense of this all. We got to find out where we headed and what's our next step. And it's crazy right now because a lot of the spiritual guidance is coming from the feminine side of the family now. Because a lot of brothers have unplugged from the matrix, but they have not gained control over their households. So what you have now in modern day is you got the brother, he at home watching football, and you got the woman going to the church, getting all the spiritual knowledge that she's receiving from the church, which is false knowledge. And she's coming home and it's causing division amongst the family. It's causing strife and it's causing chaos amongst the family because everything is ass backwards. But when you go into the actual scriptures, the Most High in the book of Corinthians, he gives you the natural order of things. You have the Most High above Christ, and you have Christ above the man, and you have man above the woman, woman above the children. See, that is order, ladies and gentlemen. That is order. And it's perfect order. There's nothing wrong with the Most High's way. It's perfect. But it is not happening that way. So what we have is chaos. The woman coming home, she learning everything from the church. When the Bible itself tells you, the Bible tells you that even a woman, when she learns something at the church, she's actually supposed to bring it to her husband. She's supposed to remain silent and get the knowledge from her husband. That's not happening. This is why a lot of the women are not humble these days. That's why divorce is so high. Divorce is very high in numbers right now. Extremely high. People are leaving people left and right. And the Most High God himself said, what I bring together, let no man separate. But all of this divorce is happening. And all of it's happening where? In the Christian church. Yeah. So when it comes to nation building, when it comes to truth, when it comes to justice and order, we're not going to find that in mainstream Christianity. We're not going to find that in these churches. What we're going to find is division. What we're going to find is lies. To make it very simple for you, all we're getting is lies. And what it's time for now is to get truth. Now, today I have not went into scripture line for line, reading you all of these lines, but I am in fact teaching you out of the Bible. All the elements that we're discussing this evening are biblical elements. And it's up to you to read. It's up to you to look up some of the scriptures that I pointed out. I'm not gonna take the time to do that for you, because if you can't see things are real at this moment and it's time for you to read and start getting understanding, then what is the purpose of you even watching any videos speaking on any spirituality? So what we want to do now is we want to build. And Basically, man, that's mainstream Christianity in a nutshell. And that's what's been going on. It's up for us to expose these liars and these thieves. And it's up to us to walk away and find a righteous path. Well, it's been good talking to you all. I hope you've learned something from this video. Like it, love it. Like, dislike, subscribe, unsubscribe, whatever. But if you're a person who sees the direction and understand what's going on, taking place, then definitely share and let it be known this information. With that being said, shalom and peace.